Well, howdy folks, I'm Stuart Trotter and this is Texas Cooking Today. Hey, what you're going to be making today is going to be some delicious food, and this is one of my recipe videos. Now if you get to the end of this and you're wondering how to pull off this, that, or the other, I'll tell you what, there's another show on this very same recipe. It's one of my tutorials. So I'll tell you what, it'll be the next episode after this one. Take a look at that. Those are really full of information. Now guys, thank you for watching. Let's get right into making this. Alright guys, here we are. We're going to be making a fantastic Chipotle barbecue sauce. So you know what this is? Chipotle's right there. That's not a type of chili, guys. It's a way of preparing chilies, okay? Smoky. A chipotle is where they take a jalapeno, they smoke it, and then they dry it out, and that gives you this. This is chipotle. This is what makes the good chipotle sauce, these dried guys. If you can't find them in your market, order them online. They're available, okay? Also, I'm going to be using, let me pull some of these out, these beautiful chilies. Beautiful, bright red chilies. This is one of the most popular chilies to make enchilada sauces with, and that is because the flavor is decadent. Decadent, guys. You're going to want to try this chili. This is a guajillo chili. That's spelled G-U-A-J-I-L-L-O. Again, you can order these. If you can't find the guajillo, two good substitutes would be either A, the California chili, or B, the New Mexico chili. Their heat profile is a little different from this, but their flavors aren't too different. Wonderful, deep red, flavorful chilies. We're going to rehydrate those and turn them into a fantastic paste. From there, I'm going to make a wonderful barbecue sauce with that chili paste. Guys, this is the best way to make barbecue sauce. There is no tomato products involved. It's all about chilies and a little bit of sugar and a little thyme and the right balance of acids. It's a good flavor. When you try it, you're going to be hooked. Now let's get on. Well guys, when it comes to quantity, how much are we going to be using when it comes to our chilies? First of all, I'm going to start with 12 ounces of the guajillo chilies and 6 ounces of the chipotle. And I always do that. I do a 2-to-1 ratio because the chipotle is A, very hot, and B, extremely smoky and very flavorful. And these will quickly overwhelm the flavor of this if they aren't in the proper balance, okay? So 2-to-1, all right? 6 ounces, 12 ounces. How much sugar? The sugar that you put into this sauce is going to be to taste, okay? So I can't say you have to use a quarter or half a cup or anything like that. You're just going to slowly add it until you feel you've got the right sweetness profile and it's not too sweet for you. Best way to do it right there. Here I have a quarter of a cup of lime juice. We're going to be using lime juice up to a half a cup to bring out a sparkling, bright, fruity flavor that comes from these chilies, the guajillos, and that helps to further balance the flavor of this right here, which is our chipotle. I'm going to add some cumin. This adds a wonderful, dry, earthy taste to this. We will be using a couple of teaspoons of cumin to this chili paste. So guys, when we're making our sauce, that's when we add the cumin, and it will be totally delicious. There you have it. There's your quantities. Get busy soaking those chilies. Guys, in order to get your chilies ready for making into a paste, you have to soak them. And that means getting water to the inside. Okay, so get busy processing those so you can soak them. Okay guys, once you slice your chilies, soak them, and then we're going to make a paste out of those soaked chilies in a few hours. So just give it time right now. Now guys, once you have soaked out your chilies, and these have soaked for several hours, so they're ready to go, you want to process them through a food mill, and that's one of these guys. You want to use one with the small sieve on the bottom, and once we've processed these through that sieve, it's going to produce this beautiful, beautiful paste. So that's all you really have to do. I'm just going to pull the stems off, throw those in that bowl, and then run them through the food mill, and then I'm ready to get on with making my barbecue sauce. Now guys, once you get a substantial amount of chilies built up in your food mill, just go to milling it, and it's going to take just the shortest bit of time. Let's look underneath here. It's producing this beautiful chili paste, that right there. And it has just begun. So there's going to be a lot of chili paste when I am finished milling this. It's actually a surprising amount. Now guys, look at this. We have our chili paste made. From here, all we have to do is add our other ingredients, thin this down a little bit, cook it off, and boom, we have our barbecue sauce from this beautiful paste. Look at that. Fine quality product right there. Right here, I'm going to start with my cumin, and I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of my cumin. Boom, right there. And a bit of salt. We're going to need salt in this, so we're going to start with right about 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon. I'm going to start by working in 2 cups of water. Earlier I mentioned that we were going to be adding some sugar to taste. Go ahead and start working a little of that in. Doesn't take a lot, just a few tablespoons, guys, to start with. And that lime juice, okay? I have about 1/4 of a cup of lime juice there. Oh, there we go. Let's get some of that barbecue sauce up in there. I'm seeing bones protruding from the meat. Oh yeah. This is what we do to make it special. Right here. Now guys, there you see it. It's a beautiful sauce. We put it up over those ribs, brush it on, just let that sit in the heat for about 15-20 minutes until it glazes over real pretty. And do that at the end of cooking. Once the ribs are completed, give them that extra 15-20 minutes with the sauce on there so it glazes, and it's just fantastic. Now of course, if you want to use a little more of that barbecue sauce, put on those ribs afterwards or on any other kind of barbecue afterwards. Go ahead and do that. It's a wonderful, delicious addition. It doesn't have near the amount of sugar that the sauces that you find at the store are going to have. And at the same time, we don't have a bunch of ingredients in there that we don't need. It's all about what flavors we were looking for to begin with. And it's just that simple. Soaking, milling, cooking, and then you've got your sauce. Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of Texas Cooking Today. And for my subscribers, guys, I appreciate you very much. If you haven't already subscribed, would you do so please? Also, click that like button, and if you have any suggestions or comments, requests, questions, just drop them down below, and if you'll notice, I answer most of those. So guys, if you would, please talk to me, and I'll talk back. And do one last thing, just have a good day, all right? Bye-bye. Well guys, once again, thank you very much for watching this show, for watching Texas Cooking Today. If you would, please go to my channel, check things out there. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I've got stuff coming out every single Thursday, so watch closely. There's some really good stuff coming your way. And thank you again for watching Texas Cooking Today.